Greetings everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Captain Ryan. Today's YouTube video, I'm back here in World of Warships, sailing around in my HMAS Perth, a little Australian Leander class. Tier 6 premium cruiser in World of Warships. As the battle gets underway, the match mode is Neighbors, and it's Domination. More importantly, I am the only Tier 6 cruiser in the game. There are a grand total of 6 Tier 6 ships in this matchup, 3 on each team. But for the most part, the match is a predominantly Tier 8 game. As you can see there, sailing past 2 New Orleans class cruisers. Both teams have a number of Tier 8 cruisers and Tier 8 battleships. So, this battle's going to be a little bit of an uphill challenge. But never fear, Captain Rye is here, and you can bet that this video wouldn't be on my YouTube channel if it wasn't fantastic. So, as the battle gets underway, I am heading towards the sea cap point. A lot of people have expressed that they don't necessarily like the Perth, or they don't seem to be able to do well in it. Several people have expressed they're not interested in picking it up, and initially I wasn't too sure about that myself. The problem with the Perth is that she's like her British counterparts and pretty much doesn't have any armor, and you can pretty well expect to be citadeled from almost any angle at any point in time. Sometimes I feel like if you just look at an island wrong, it will citadel you. Unlike her British counterparts, she doesn't get a heal, and her smokescreen is a little bit wonky. And we'll see an example of how the smokescreen works, and one of the best ways to utilize it. As I'm pushing up towards the sea cap point, most of the enemy team here has been spotted. Now I'm starting to slow down, and I'm slowing down to 1/4 speed, and I'm popping that smoke screen. You might be wondering why I'm popping the smoke screen at 1/4 speed. And the answer is the smoke screen, as you can see, stays active for a very, very long time. But it doesn't last very long, lasting only about 10 to 12 seconds a puff. However, because it stays active and generates for so long, you can effectively use it in a moving, rolling smokescreen. So I can move between 15 and 8 knots here, fluctuating my speed between 1/2 and 1/4, and I can just stay inside a smokescreen while I slowly advance into a better position. So if you get caught out in the open like I am, with a lot of enemy ships that you'd really like to shoot at, you can slow down, pop that smokescreen, and just keep moving forward. Since I have more than enough time, I should be able to get back behind some islands and avoid taking any potential massive hits. One of the biggest advantages that the Perth has, as you can see there on the mini-map, is my detection range. My detection range is just over 8 kilometers, and my torpedo range is just exactly 8 kilometers. That means that this ship can almost stealth torpedo, and if I'm torpedoing ships that are coming towards me, I can stealth torpedo them because I can simply turn around and fire off torpedoes. Push into the sea cap point as my team captures the B cap point. 2 enemy destroyers pop up. There's the Gade and the Shiriatsu. Now, I really am trying to shoot the Shiriatsu because he's incredibly low health, and I want to take his torpedoes out of the game. Of course, firing off my guns there has left my detection range maximum, and all of those ships behind me are now in visible range of me and are going to be shooting at me. Decide I'm not going to try and contest the cap. Instead, I'm just going to turn around, drop off of detectability, and effectively motor on out of there. The Gade pops out of the smokescreen and is detecting me yet again. He's fired off torpedoes, so I'm going to continue sailing in my direction. They're not looking like they're going to be too much of a problem, and of course they're not super long range. So long as I can just keep sailing this direction, I'll probably outrun the ones that are behind me. The real trick for me, since I fired yet again, is going to be trying to drop off detectability once again so that I can stop being shot at. Enemy Fiji up in that smokescreen is going to shoot at me, and of course the battleships behind him are also going to shoot at me. But playing much like a destroyer, I'm keeping myself at distance, effectively running away and wiggling that tail of my ship around to avoid most of the incoming shots. And that's something that you have to think about when you're playing this ship. You kind of have to treat it like a German destroyer. German destroyers very susceptible and vulnerable to armor-piercing rounds. Well, so is the Perth. The Perth cannot be hit by armor-piercing rounds. The difference between the Perth and a German destroyer, of course, the Perth has a citadel. And has better smoke. But when you combine the smokescreen with the 6-minute scout fighter, and the fact that you have hydro, you basically have created a very OP ship that just doesn't have the armor. Imagine, if you will, kind of the opposite of the Scharnhorst. The Scharnhorst can get up there and tank. It's got torpedoes, it's got good rate of fire, it's got all these nice things. And it's got the armor. But it doesn't have concealment. The Perth has all these nice things. It has concealment, but it doesn't have the armor. Again, I slow down to 1/4 speed, pop my smokescreen, and I pop my smokescreen in front of my allies, kind of hoping that they would slow down with me, and we, all three of us, could just use the smokescreen to casually jump into the sea cap point. However, the New Orleans behind me apparently does not know or understand exactly what the advantages to the Perth are, and doesn't understand that the smokescreen moves with the Perth. So he doesn't slow down, he actually speeds up. He's actually going to comment in chat wondering why the hell I would pop my smokescreen outside of the cap, and the short answer there is because I don't want to be seen coming into the cap, and because I want to be able to shoot at things while I'm approaching the cap zone. Now I'm pushing up here, and you know, at this point he has to realize that the smokescreen is following me. I'm sure that the friendly Scharnhorst behind me is well aware of that. Taking shots out there at the New Mexico and the Mutsu, I'm trying desperately to set them on fire. I did set the New Mexico on fire, but he extinguished it. Now, I have the inertia fuses for my high explosive rounds. And the inertia fuses on the Perth are actually really, really good. The reduction in chance of fire is actually not too bad, as with this ship and demo expert, I still have something like an 8% chance for fire, so that's still way better than a destroyer. I fire off one torpedo at this Bismarck who's pushing up around this island here, and I accidentally clicked that and fired off the one torpedo, and didn't realize how close the Scharnhorst was behind me, so I'm kind of happy that he was able to avoid it. Now, I do have 3 torpedoes still left on that launcher, and I fire off all 3 of them as that lead indicator shows that Bismarck pushing around that island. Spotted there briefly, but the Cyclone has popped up, and now I am dropping off of detectability, and of course the visibility range dropping way back. Pop my Hydro, because I know there's still a destroyer left, and I want to make sure that that destroyer isn't hiding up around an island. And I'm going to try and get my ship turned around here and get the torpedoes off on the other side of my vessel. Managed to hit that Bismarck with all three of those torpedoes. Now, the lead indicator there is a little bit forward of where I actually launched my torpedoes, but you saw it was fluctuating. And I was seeing that as that he was slowing down or trying to turn. So I short those shots because I'm expecting that that is exactly what he's trying to do, trying to avoid any potential incoming torpedoes. Unfortunately for me, he is well within secondary range, and so his secondaries are going to open up on me, and based on the accuracy, it looks like he does in fact have manual secondaries. Of course, I was right on the mark when I fired off those torpedoes on the shorted indicator, and I take out a Tier 8 battleship. That's my second kill in this game, and almost 100,000 damage done. Bear in mind, again, I'm a bottom-tier cruiser. Smokescreen up ahead. I know the destroyer was in there, but that destroyer is dead, which is good for my team. My team is now definitely in the points lead, as we have 2 of the 3 caps, and we're up on ships. The Cyclone, unfortunately, is obscuring my ability to fire off torpedoes at the enemy Bismarck that's engaging our Scharnhorst. Pop my smokescreen again, and I'm trying to figure out how best to fire off these torpedoes, not entirely sure what this Bismarck's going to do. Unfortunately, all those torpedoes are going to miss as the Bismarck is turning hard and away. When dealing with the Scharnhorst, there's really two options that this guy could have taken. He could have turned hard in and gone bow up and started reversing, or he could have just turned away as he did. Of course, turning away, my torpedoes are going to miss all of them anyway, because there is that island in the way. Continuing to put fire out, and as you can see, I'm getting a lot of good regular penetrations because of the inertia fuses. Not too many of my shots are bouncing, not too many of them are breaking apart. Set that Bismarck on fire, but of course the friendly Scharnhorst manages to wreck him. If there's one thing that you've probably learned from watching my Scharnhorst videos, it's that you don't give broadside to the Scharnhorst or you're gonna have a bad time. Enemy Mutsu and enemy New Mexico are pushing up into the sea cap point. My smokescreen is still fairly active at this point, but I'm behind an island and I really want to get up here and help support my friendly Bismarck. I fire off 2 torpedoes there in case the Mutsu or New Mexico decided to turn hard and go around the other side of the island, but that's not the case. So as I push up here around this island, I've got the bow of the New Mexico. Now, I thought about getting torpedoes away, but because of the position of that Bismarck, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to risk getting team damage done. Set the New Mexico on fire. He takes a big ol' hit there from the Bismarck, but now you can see I'm pumping shots right into his bow, and I'm doing about 2,000 damage with high explosive. New Mexico had its heal active, which was repairing just enough of his HP to avoid getting taken out by the Bismarck secondaries and allow my shots to reload and pump right into him and finish him off. So there's 3 kills and 121,000 damage done. The enemy team has 1 cruiser left. My team has myself, several battleships, and a destroyer left. We know exactly where the enemy cruiser is. He's currently capping B, which is, of course, is going to make it easy for us to hone in on him. Not that it matters anyway. There's really not a lot of time left in this battle, and my team is still way up on points. More importantly, I'm full strength. And the cruiser that's left is that enemy Fiji. And given the fact that I have high explosive, I really think I'll be able to engage and deal with the Fiji if I'm able to get into a gunfight with him. Again, the advantages to the Perth. It has a smoke screen, it has torpedoes, it has high explosive, it has hydro, and it has a scout spotter plane. It doesn't have a repair ability, but that's okay, and it doesn't have armor. As long as you're not getting shot at, that's okay as well. Managed to take out that enemy Fiji. The aircraft carrier, I believe, manages to secure the kill. So the battle is over. But overall, 121,000 damage done, 473,000 credits earned in a little tier 6 cruiser. A lovely plethora of XP and free XP. 3 ships killed, and of course, I think 8 torpedoes hit. That's fantastic. Top of the team for XP earned. Look at that, 1,900 base XP. We even had a ship on our team who was AFK and earned 0. Got taken out there by somebody. But what's that tell you when the tier 6 cruiser, the only tier 6 cruiser on your team, is top of the team for XP earned? That was a pretty damn good battle. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following my Facebook page. If you'd like to become my supporter on Patreon, I encourage you to do so. It'll grant you access to replays and screenshots like this one early before they go up on YouTube. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to see on my channel, you can send it to my email and I'll take a look at it. And if you'd like to watch me play World of Warships, among other things, live on Sundays, for now, you can do so by following my Twitch channel. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.